What is up everyone, Paul here, and welcome to my first ever sample library review. If you are new to this channel, feel free to hit that like button, it helps a lot with the algorithm, and subscribing is pretty cool as well. Alright, Silence and Other Sounds is one of my favorite developers, headed by Giuseppe Gaizo. Apologies if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. And he just released an amazing vocal library called OMEN, which is at an amazing price, at an amazing intro discount. The regular price is $79, but it is on sale for $49 until December 31st. He is also giving us an additional 33% off selected products. There's a ton of information on the website, as well as 2 walkthrough videos all the way down here. If you own any of Giuseppe's other libraries, you know that you get way more than what you pay for. It's almost criminal. And I've paid hundreds of dollars for other stuff which offered less than a fraction of what the price point actually is. I'll put it this way, you go to a fancy restaurant, you pay a lot, and the portion size is a bit underwhelming. And you're like, what the heck? This is nothing. But you go to a mom and pop restaurant down the street, you pay $10 and it's this huge plate that you can't even finish. Silence and Other Sounds is the mom and pop shop of the VST industry, and I stand by that. Alright, now actually getting into OMEN. It's based on ritual voices recorded in several different singing styles from around the globe. It's utilizing a variety of different vocal techniques ranging from throat singing, scream, growls, and chants. And what you get are 8 different Kontakt instruments, which we are going to go through right now. So we're going to start off with the vocal layers. As you can see, you have 2 different sets of keys, and with each set you can control 2 different techniques, and each of them have their own volume knobs, so you can pretty much play around with that. You have a menu of different sounds you can blend with it. You have your main edit, you can control the volume, you can even set a CC if you want to. The edit window, you can do the attack release of each, put a filter on it, and if you have a Rolly, it is actually MPE compatible, so that's what all these stand for. Each pressure point has a different CC. I don't know. Like I said, I do not own one. And then we have the effects, which is pretty much only a convolution reverb. So you can set a pre-delay, a size, low pass filter, high pass, and you can control how wet you want it. And over here, we have the different IR samples. So there are actually different reverbs here, which is pretty cool. And then up here, you have different snapshots, which have different combinations. So if you don't want to go to the trouble of making your own, which I recommend you do, you have plenty to choose from. For the sake of this review, we're going to start with, let's see here, Glass Forest. Alright, so now I'm going to play around with this MIDI ring, which I absolutely love. As you can see, when I tilt my hand up, I control one way, and then when I tilt, I go one way. So, A sections, I'm going to control with a tilt, and with the B sections, I'm going to control with a roll. Alright, moving on to rhythmic chants. There are 3 different sets of keys on this one, and it's divided into rhythmic drones, phrase set 1, and phrase set 2. And you can switch the direction of it if you want. Room key. You can switch the root key of each of these. And then we're going to go into the next phrase. And from what I can see, there is no option to loop it, so you have to keep playing it over and over again. So it stops. So far, one thing, if someone wants to do a loop, I feel like there should be an option where we can just click loop and we don't have to worry about playing it over and over again. And that's my only gripe with this one so far. Let's keep going. And obviously, you can combine these together. Oh, no wonder it's clipping. Had to reverb up. I would be careful playing all of these simultaneously at the same time because, as I said just before, there is no option to loop, so it's really easy to get off rhythm on here. But like I said, that's my only complaint so far. The sounds are magnificent. The quality in which they were recorded are always just great. Alright, now we're venturing off into the first phrase builder, which is called War, and this is how it sounds. So we have all these different phrases right here. You can choose the different ones you want. For each key, it starts from the bottom, up here, to the top, down here. Again, it's counterintuitive, but whatever. Have the timing. You have a half note, quarter note. Let's see what the quarter note sounds like on one of them. And as we can see over here, we have a single and a crew. So that's a single, and if we put a crew, there's more. Each of these blue keys plays the individual phrases, but this green key, it cycles through them. And you can mess with the pitch. Reverb. And you can randomize it. And what's the stereo? And now the second builder, which is Sorcery, is a bit more of a subdued phrase builder. I'm not sure if that's the word for it. Probably a bit more creepy. It's pretty self-explanatory. The other one was War. It's supposed to be a bit more high energy, ready to fight. This one is a bit more, holy shit. This one is a bit more of like, I'm in a enchanted forest, or some crazy spirits are about to possess me. It's the same deal, different phrases, but it seems like there's like a lot more variety here. As you can see, our key bed is a bit bigger. Alright, now we're on to the fifth instance, which are vocal horns. and this is supposed to be a combination of different morphed vocal sound effects that are supposed to sound like horns. Let me show you. Cool, and when you press the extend, it actually maps out to the tone. So this is a C, and you can actually play chords with it. Alright. And up here you can mess with the attack, the release, the usuals, the pitch. So when you press this, but that only affects the key you're playing in. So when you go to a different key, it goes back to 0. Unless you do global pitch. Which affects everything. And obviously you have your convolution reverb and global controls. You have your different reverb sections over here. So pretty much the same stuff. Moving on, this is the same GUI, but different sounds. These are more growls and whispers. That sounds like the Lord of the Rings, Sauron. And what you can do is you can drag the start time to whatever. So let's say you want to have only one part of it playing. You can just drag it for as long or for as little as you want. You can even just zero it out, like right over here, and hear nothing. And it goes back to 0 once you hit a different note, unless you go like this. So really useful, this global pitch, because it doesn't only affect the pitch, it also affects the start point too. One thing that's weird is this has an easier attack knob than the previous one, because it's so thin you have to actually be precise on it. But this one you just have a knob. Now we're on to sentences, which are obviously creepy sentences. I gotta say, this is giving me a lot of Lord of the Rings vibes to it. Like, I feel like I'm in Mordor. So cool. And then finally, we are at the last thing, which is bonus percussion. So this isn't even associated at all with anything vocally. It's just Giuseppe's a nice guy. And this one, it actually loops. And we have 3 different key sets. This is more of like low end bass. These are more the mids. And you have your highs. Pretty self-explanatory. So if you are interested in OMEN, I have the link here in the description. And also, if you like this review, feel free to give it a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I can do a bit more of these.